All right, let's take a little virtual trip today. We're heading to a city of total contrasts. You've got tech giants and counterculture rebels, foggy mornings, and unbelievably vibrant street art. Yep, we're going to San Francisco, a city packed into just 49 square miles of iconic landmarks and hidden stories right on the California coast. So let's try to figure out what gives this city its absolutely undeniable energy.
You know, you hear a quote like that, and you've got to wonder. That's a pretty bold promise for a city to make, right? Youthful energy and an unforgettable adventure. But hey, San Francisco's been making big promises since the gold rush. So let's see if it delivers. Our first stop, the very heart of the city.
We're gonna start right where the city's pulse is the loudest, the bustling city core. I mean, this is the San Francisco you see on postcards, where you can practically hear the clang of the cable cars echoing between the skyscrapers. The energy here, it's just electric.
So first up, we're in Union Square, which is pretty much the city's commercial heart. You can almost hear that famous clang, clang, clang of the cable car just looking at this. Honestly, it's the perfect spot to just grab a coffee, find a bench, and watch the world go by. It's this amazing crossroads of locals, tourists, and street performers all in one place. Okay, now walk just a few minutes from Union Square, and bam, the entire world changes. You pass right through the Dragon Gate into Chinatown, which is the oldest one in all of North America. Suddenly, the air is filled with the scent of traditional herbs and incredible dim sum. This isn't just a neighborhood, it's a completely vibrant 8-block immersion into another culture.
All right, from those urban canyons of downtown, we're heading towards the Bay. This is where you can really feel San Francisco's history as a port city come alive. It's a waterfront that is just teeming with stories. Everything from salty old fishermen to some of the most infamous prisoners in history.
So here's our little waterfront game plan. It's pretty much a straight shot right along the bay. We'll kick things off on the bustling Embarcadero, then head through the lively chaos of Fisherman's Wharf and its most famous pier, and we'll end up staring out at one of the most notorious prisons ever, sitting just a mile offshore.
Fisherman's Wharf is just pure sensory overload, and I mean that in the best way possible. It's the smell of fresh sourdough bread bowls, the sound of street musicians playing, all with this incredible view of sailboats gliding right past Alcatraz. Look, it's unapologetically touristy, for sure, but it is such an essential part of the whole San Francisco experience.
And then just a little ways down, you'll find one of the city's most beloved and definitely loudest attractions. The funny thing is, these sea lions weren't even invited. They just kind of showed up after the 1989 earthquake and, well, decided to stay. Now, hundreds of them have made Pier 39 their permanent home for sunbathing and barking. It's a perfect example of nature just reclaiming a spot right in the middle of the city.
You know, this is what makes Alcatraz so utterly fascinating. On one hand, you have the chilling reality of the Rock, this maximum security prison that held guys like Al Capone. I mean, the cell blocks still echo with that history. But then you step outside and you're in this stunning nature preserve with some of the best views of the city you can imagine. It's that wild contrast between the grim history and the natural beauty that just makes it so compelling.
Okay, to really get San Francisco, you have to leave the main tourist spots behind and just get lost in its neighborhoods. This is where you find the city's true soul, you know? Block by block, from these gorgeous Victorian houses to old bohemian hangouts.
And first up has to be the legendary Haight-Ashbury. This was the absolute epicenter of the 1967 Summer of Love. And those beautiful Victorian houses that once sheltered people like Janis Joplin and the Grateful Dead, they're still here, and so is that spirit of counterculture. You can still find vintage record shops and psychedelic murals that keep that whole vibe alive. Now for a completely different mood, let's head to the Palace of Fine Arts. This thing looks like an ancient ruin, but it was actually built for the 1915 Panama Pacific Expo. People loved it so much, they decided to rebuild it to last forever. It was designed to create this feeling of peaceful melancholy, and surrounded by that lagoon, it's gotta be one of the most serene and beautiful spots in the entire city.
Okay, let's zoom out a little bit. It's time to appreciate the grand scale of the city, its huge green spaces, and of course, its most recognizable icons, the ones that just command the skyline and the bay.
1,000. What does that number even mean? Well, that is the acreage of Golden Gate Park. And to put that into perspective for you, it's actually bigger than New York's Central Park. It's this massive rectangle of green that just carves right through the city, an urban oasis on an absolutely epic scale. And what's amazing is that tucked inside that huge park are these incredible little contained worlds. You can step into what feels like a tropical rainforest inside the Conservatory of Flowers, or find total, complete tranquility in the oldest public Japanese garden in the entire country. It's like having multiple escapes, all in one place.
And now for the city's undisputed icon. So what's 750 feet? That is the height of each tower on the Golden Gate Bridge. I mean, when it was built, it was the tallest and longest suspension bridge in the whole world. It was a true marvel of engineering that has defined the city's skyline ever since.
But, you know, it's so much more than just a pretty picture. The Golden Gate Bridge is a vital artery. It's the critical link that connects the dense urban environment of San Francisco to the wide-open, rugged nature of the marine headlands just to the north.
And hey, if you ever go, you have to walk it. Seriously, feeling that wind whip around you as you cross that 1.7-mile span, it gives you a true sense of just how immense this thing is. And the view, with the city on one side and the vast Pacific on the other, it's just breathtaking.
All right, for our final chapter, we're gonna do it. We're gonna cross that very bridge and go explore the incredible natural beauty that lies just beyond the city limits. It's the perfect escape. Just a few miles north of the bridge, you enter a completely different world, Muir Woods. This is this ancient grove of coastal redwoods that was thankfully protected from logging way back in the early 20th century. Standing there, among these giants, some of them are nearly 800 years old. The sounds of the city completely vanish. All you hear are the hushed sounds of nature. It's incredible.
And then, from the quiet of the forest, we emerge into the sunshine of Sausalito. This charming bayside town feels like it's a world away from the hustle and bustle of San Francisco. With all its quirky houseboats and waterfront galleries, it's just this relaxed artist community that offers a totally different pace of life.
And this is where our whole journey comes full circle. Because after you've explored the forests and the charming little streets of Sausalito, you always inevitably turn back and look towards the bay. And the reward for that stroll?
You see this? San Francisco, just glittering across the water, beckoning like a siren's song. It's that final, perfect view that reminds you of the promise the city made at the very beginning. After a day of exploring, you realize that youthful energy is still there, tempting you to come back for just one more adventure. And honestly, it's a temptation that is pretty hard to resist.